ArsenalFanTV, time to preview the game on Wednesday night, the big Champions League showdown between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. It's going to be a great game, and basically it could be the game that decides who wins the group in the Champions League. Now, we want to win the group. We haven't done it for so long. We always end up finishing runners-up and then get a Barcelona or somebody like that, Bayern, and we really want to avoid that this year. Although, when I think about it, when you look at some of the teams at the moment that are coming runners-up in their group, you could still end up getting a really, really difficult draw. But to give yourself the best chance of avoiding that, you really want to win your group. Now, we're both level, us and PSG on 10 points. We've both qualified already, which is great for Arsenal. What do we do for that game? Do we stick or twist? Alexis Sanchez, Arsene Wenger came out and admitted it was a bit of a gamble playing him against Manchester United. You could see that he wasn't quite on his game in that game. Do we start Alexis Sanchez in that game, or do we give him a rest and go with Olivier Giroud? Do we give certain players a rest? Because, it's a lot of games coming up. We've got Bournemouth at the weekend, and that is a very important game when you look at the league at the moment. Do we say to ourselves we've already qualified and rest a few of the key players? Or do we go all guns blazing to try and win the group? Because if we can beat PSG, it could boil down to a head-to-head, and we drove them over there in Paris. That would then give us the edge of us winning the group. So it's really going to be a really interesting selection balance for Arsene Wenger, because no doubt he really want to win that game. Also, by winning that game, we can really make a statement in Europe to say that, listen, we're here, and we're serious contenders this time around. To do something different to what we've done previously, which is basically always coming runners up. So I think personally that it's very important to try and win the group, but then I think to myself, we don't want to risk a player like Alexis Sanchez and he goes and ends up getting injured. So for me, I'd probably be thinking about resting him. What about PSG? They played on Saturday. I think they beat Nantes over there in France. Was it 2-0 they won? But they also picked up a couple of injuries. Di Maria hobbled off in that game. There's doubts over him. Pastore, there's doubts over him. Adrien Rabiot, who's a very good player, a few doubts over him as well. So, they also may be wondering whether, do they rest those players or do they go with some other players? But whatever they do, they've got a very strong team. They've got Cavani, of course, who's been scoring a lot of goals this season. Verratti, Blaise Matuidi, right throughout their team is full of quality. They are the Man City of France in that they're literally backed by a country, the team with unlimited funds. And, it's going to be a really tough game, but they are beatable. And listen, we got that really good draw away in Paris against them. Although on that game, I have to admit, they did dominate the game. They really dominated the game. And on another night, we could have lost that because Cavani missed a hatful of chances on that night. So on another night, we could have lost that game. But in this game, at home, at the Emirates, the initiative I expect to be carried by Arsenal. And Arsenal will be going for it. Now, we're going to have to play a lot better than what we did at Old Trafford. No matter what way you look at it, the performance at Old Trafford was poor. There was a real sort of lack of attacking intent. We were slow, we were ponderous. It's almost like we just went there to defend. We're not going to be able to do that at home. We're going to have to attack PSG. And also, we're going to have to defend better than we did against Man United because they've got more players that will hurt you. So it's an important game. It's a very important game. It's another one of those games in November as well. And when we looked at the fixtures at the start of November, there was a lot of difficult games in there. Tottenham, Manchester United. We've got through them so far. So if we could get a victory in this game and then go on and beat Bournemouth, it would have been a very successful, for me, November. But what are we going to do in the team selection? You know, that's what I want to find out from you guys. What do you think we should do selection-wise for that game? Should we rest a few key players? I mean, Ospina, I presume, will continue and come in for Petr Cech, so Cech will get a bit of a rest. Not that, for me, keepers always need a rest, but Ospina's been doing great. Who can forget the first game against PSG? It was absolutely wonderful, so he deserves to play. Gibbs, does Gibbs come in for Monreal? Jenkinson, will he be able to play 2 in a row at right back? Remember, he's been out injured for a long time. And then the midfield, what do you start with? Granit Xhaka? He didn't start at the weekend. Does he come straight in, or do you go El Neni and Coquelin again? I presume Ozil's got to be in there. What do we do with Ramsey? I mean, I really don't want to see Ramsey playing out wide in that game. I mean, you know, for me, it's got to be Oxlade-Chamberlain or Iwobi. I know that, you know, we have to be very wary of Paris Saint-Germain because they are good down those flanks. They've got Serge Aurier blazing down the wings as well. And he took some stopping in that game, in the first game. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant. So we have to be very wary of him. But for me, we can't over worry about them. I want to see Oxlade-Chamberlain get a run out in this game. He's come on and he's affected games recently. Let's give him a start. I'd be looking maybe to bring Iwobi back in, or Walcott will be on another wing. I think if it was me, I would rest Alexis Sanchez for this game. We need him for the weekend, and start with Olivier Giroud, who's been hot. He's going to be playing against Paris Saint-Germain, a French team, so he'll be really up for it. And I think for me, that for me would be my perfect team, with Ramsey on the bench as well. Let's go for that 3 pacey players up front. Well, not Giroud not included in that, but 2 pacey players on the flanks. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. And also, what do you think the score's going to be? I personally think that if we go with that type of team, we can beat Paris Saint-Germain, top this group, and go through into the next round, you know, really feeling confident of progressing far in this tournament. Leave it in the comments below and let me know. And thanks for watching this video. We've got a brand new website. Make sure you get on there right now. You've got all of our videos. You've got news stories on there. You know, lots and lots of features. Also, if you want to write for ArsenalFanTV, you've got the chance to do that by submitting your blog. So make sure you get onto our brand new website, ArsenalFanTV.com. Get on it now.